Today, 128 on the Pacific Crest Trail. This morning, I am starting from Miners Creek at mile 2,552.3. It was a great campsite, loads of room, access to water, although the water was pretty silty, so I carried 3 liters from a couple hundred yards south. There was a nice tree canopy, so very low condensation, beautiful. This morning, I started my day with a 1,500-foot climb going 2.8 miles up to Seattle Pass, where I'm currently standing. And now it is a lot of downhill all the way to Stehekin. I have 22.8 miles to do to Stehekin today, with a total of 3,100 feet of climbing and 6,000 feet of descent. I think I have one more climb in my way, but after that it is downhill for a while. As you can see here, there are still a ton of berries around the trail. In order to get to Stehekin, I first need to get to Highbridge. And from there is a shuttle that runs the 10.8 miles into the town of Stehekin for $10 each way. This shuttle runs 4 times a day at 9 a.m., 12:30 p.m., 3 p.m., and 6:15 p.m. I am trying to catch the 3 p.m. shuttle, which would allow me to go to the Stehekin bakery and to stop at the post office to pick up my resupply package. But the plan is to spend the night in Stehekin tonight and head out on the first shuttle tomorrow morning. It is currently 8:20 a.m. and I still have 19.7 miles to go, which means I need to be moving at just below 3 miles an hour for the next 6 hours and 40 minutes straight if I want to make that 3 o'clock shuttle. So that is definitely a push, but I do love a challenge. Although that means I would not be able to stop for lunch and I would need to reduce the amount of camera angles that I set up. So I'll see what I can do while still trying to create an awesome video for you guys. And regardless, I am getting to Stehekin today, but I would like to be there earlier so I have more time to do some editing so I can get some videos uploaded for you. Let's cruise along, have some fun, and enjoy this beautiful day. Whee! Look at this beauty. The trail is here. Of course, I have to climb this boulder here and set up a nice angle here as I'm going to walk by right there with this majestic view in the back. Oh, oh, whoa. I just ate shit so hard, but I'm okay. Today is September 17th and I have 5 days remaining on the Pacific Crest Trail. That is wild to think about. Not because I'm excited to finish, but just because it's such a long journey, and when you get closer and closer to the end, it doesn't feel real for a while, but you see those miles diminishing and diminishing. And fun fact, I now have less than 100 miles to go. Crazy. I'm getting pretty close to the Canadian border. Although it is a real shame that I cannot cross into Canada via the PCT like I did last year. Funny enough, I was on the Francophone CBC News last year to talk about this PCT entry closure. It is now 10 a.m. and I am making good time because I have 14.1 miles remaining and I now need a 2.81 miles per hour average, whereas before it was 2.96. So moving well, just got to keep going. Ooh, that'd be a cool place to cowboy camp under the rock here. Sweet. A bit of a river here that I have to cross. I've chosen the log, a wet, slippery log. All right. I just took a 15 to 20 minute break by the creek that the trail's been following for a little while now. I filtered more water, ate my bagel, and took out some more snacks for the rest of the way. I'm still doing pretty good on time. I have 3.4 hours remaining and 8.5 miles to do, which puts me at a 2.5 mile per hour required pace. So no problem, I can definitely do that, but I am going to keep moving at the pace that I'm doing now and get there when I get there. Ooh, another bridge like this. Nice. It is currently 1 p.m. and I have 3 miles remaining to High Bridge. So at this point, it is safe to say that I'm catching the 3 o'clock shuttle. And I am now officially leaving the Glacier Peak Wilderness. It's been fun. See you later. And I think I am now also entering the North Cascades National Park. I'm so close. One last little climb and one more bridge to go. There it is. High Bridge. 1:45 p.m. Good timing. Look at this beautiful river below. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, look at all the fish. And this right here is where the shuttle will come. And now I get to relax for the rest of the day. First on the agenda though is to take off these shoes and get in these flip-flops. A little fact about these shoes is the heel has had no padding for weeks. Literally under 100 miles after getting these shoes, all the rear padding here had stripped out, and I'm super careful each time I put on the shoes and take them off. As you can see here, I really loosen the laces to reduce the friction, and it does rub, but I managed to make it work. I didn't have this issue with my previous pairs of Lone Peak 9s. I got these at Trail Days. I'm not sure what the situation is with those, but I gotta say I'm not really impressed, because the rest of the shoe is fine. But if there's no heel padding and the rubber starts to dig into your heel, they're just useless. As you can see on the map here, we are at Highbridge and the shuttle takes us over 10 miles into Stehekin. And that is it for day 128 on the PCT. I'm ending it at mile 2,575. A couple other hikers gathered as I waited for the shuttle, and almost a dozen got dropped off from town. The shuttle takes nearly an hour to get to town and offers beautiful views along the river. The bus driver talks about the history of Stehekin, which is pretty cool, and the tour stops at the local bakery. They have some really good stuff there. It's not cheap, but the trick is to buy the day-old items for nearly half the price. And while you're looking at the price, don't forget you would have paid anything a couple days earlier while dreaming of food in the middle of the woods. An important note about the 3 o'clock shuttle is that it is the last one of the day that makes the stop at the bakery and should arrive in town before the post office closes at 4 p.m. Otherwise, you have to wait until 10 a.m. the following day. We are looking at the beautiful Lake Chelan here on the right, and I made it to the post office with 1 minute to spare and picked up my resupply package, which I had sent from Bend, Oregon. I signed the PCT logbook in the post office, and it was also really fun to find my entry from 2024. I spent the rest of the day with other hikers, got my shower and laundry done, and edited a video, finishing the day cowboy camping in the free PCT campground. Thank you for joining me on this adventure, and I will see you in the next one.